Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Ron Mars. You are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
In days of peace, in nights of war, obey the laws forevermore. Misconduct must be answered for. Swear us to the chosen, the Alpha Corps.
Nice.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Alpha Lantern podcast. I am joining me, as always, that judge and jury himself. It is.
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
That's right, kids. Tonight we're going to talk to the Alpha Lanterns from Green Lantern 26 through 28. And if you're like, who are the Alpha Lanterns, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah, I'm of two minds about the way that the Lost Lanterns have been treated. What were there, 8, 9 of them? I can't remember the total. I'll have to go back and look when, the one at Hal Jordan arc. But Jack T. Creon died getting them out. Jack T. Chance died during Blackest Night. So did Sinestro Corps War.
Sinestro Corps War. I was going to say, he's dead already. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Lyra's partner, he died in Sinestro Corps. The rest of them are Alpha Lanterns, and Lyra's not.
Yeah. We're going to get there.
Did any of them survive unscathed? I don't feel like it. Am I forgetting somebody?
I don't think. I mean, nah. Yeah, I think you're right. Because I was gonna say Aricia, but she's not technically a Lost Lantern, is she?
Maybe, but yeah, you're right. I'd forgotten about her because she's steered clear of them. So, yeah, I guess she's the only one. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, last time we got you guys got my review of Green Lantern War Journal #1 and Green Arrow #4. Now, Mr. William Allred has read those, so do you want to give us your thoughts on this?
Right here. Woohoo! And I was curious if I felt like I was coming in the middle of something with Green Arrow. So did Parallax appear at the end of last issue, or just
kind of like the last page of the previous issue? Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like he's time traveling or something, and
yeah. Again, it's hard to pin down where he's coming from. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, you get into a fist fight, right? With because although I think there's a good line from Ollie where he says, "No, I know you're not Hal, because not only can he give a punch, but he can take a punch, and you're just a weenie." I don't think he said the weenie part, but
I don't know. I mean, we keep blaming like Guy Gardner and stuff for it, but I mean, we're getting all these fist fights, and it seems like the majority of them, Hal Jordan is the common denominator.
You may be right. He does. He punched his commanding officer, which we're going to get after this arc.
Oh yes,
He's done that twice.
He's punched out Guy Gardner. Basically slugged out with Guy Gardner twice at least. Before Emerald Twilight.
Yeah. You may be onto something there. I'm gonna blissfully ignore it though. Okay.
He even pulled the cardinal sin. He did slug Batman too. Remember
Batman?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Favorite character.
But I think we're all kind of okay with that. I mean, really?
Oh, how dare you? Ray was unconsolable for days.
Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
I love how however all the multiple shows I do, the one common denominator and everyone knows that is in on the joke on this team is Ray's love for Batman.
Batman,
Yeah,
my
exactly.
favorite character.
But I thought it was pretty good. I mean, the art was good on it. I don't know where it's going or what's going on
Yeah.
really. It looks like the Legion's somehow involved and somehow
How'd you love that? Time travel is illegal. Well, if someone's using time travel, shouldn't you hunt them down?
by time traveling. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. It's always a way around it. And then I thought the Green Lantern War Journal was pretty good. I mean, it looks. I really feel like the writer's trying. John misses the days when he was doing big things, and um, I understand why he's back on Earth. His mother has dementia or Alzheimer's or something like that,
Yeah.
and she's coming to the end of her life, right? But I don't see John Stewart giving up being a Green Lantern forever. This is a temporary thing while he helps,
Yeah.
here on Earth. So I did like that. There was a scene in that book where you see the Green Lantern ring on the not necessarily real Green Lantern,
Yeah.
but he had other rings on too, and it felt like such a purposeful view of his hand that I'm curious if there's anything more to it than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought they were good too. I also read that Transformers #1 because
Yes.
I remember buying issues 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6 of the 4-issue limited series that was Transformers from Marvel. So
I get, yeah. Okay, if anyone's interested in Transformers, yeah, they came out from Image, Skybound, whatever. Yeah, this week, and new continuity. So you don't have to have read any. I mean, please. I mean, especially if you watch that animated series back in the day, you'll get the vibes. But yeah, you don't have to have ever read a Transformers comic in your life to appreciate it.
Yep, that takes me back.
They're restarting yet again. I know. Oh my god, I love that. Just the petty. Oh my god, if you love petty Starscream, there is so much petty Starscream in that issue.
He is on point.
I just love the one point when Soundwave saying, "You know whose name," and he's like, "Don't you say?" He's like, "Don't say that name."
And then he's like, "I had the most power. I'm tired too." Blah blah blah. It was pretty good.
It was good.
Pretty good.
Like the art, like story. Yeah. And again, yeah, stay tuned, kids, over on Capes and Lunatics. Me, Justin, and Russell are going to be doing the Energon Universe podcast once a month. So talk about that because eventually, I mean, they're gonna start tying Transform or GI Joe into this because
yeah, that's right. I remember reading that.
There's a Duke miniseries coming in. There's a Cobra Commander miniseries, and then I don't know if it's tying in with that or not, but Larry Hama is coming back yet again. GI Joe 301.
Nice.
Oh man, I keep saying that's the interview I want to do, Larry Hama. I mean, he's done like a bunch of stuff like Wolverine and stuff, but I just want to be like, why do you love GI Joe so much that no matter where it goes, you follow it?
Well, and he did the silent issue, right? Which was,
he did the majority of the 300 issues, previous 300 issues.
I just remember that silent issue being, that's back in the 80s. I hadn't ever heard of an issue being silent like that before.
Yeah.
It was kind of groundbreaking. I mean, I'm sure others maybe had done it before, but that's it was not in mainstream comics, right?
Oh, if you were reading comics in the 80s, even if you weren't like a hardcore GI Joe fan, you say that GI Joe silent issue, people know that you're not. There's like
exactly.
Yeah. And it's Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes is always cool.
Exactly.
All right. Oh, I know we discussed it here before, but did you watch the season 2 premiere of Quantum Leap?
Not yet. We
wait till
we have the
we
have the new Ahsoka and we have the new Quantum Leap episode 1 of season 2 to watch. So
and hey, Loki premiered this week too, season 2.
Okay. Loki. So yeah, we got to watch Loki as well. So good stuff to watch.
I just know I'm gonna get a message when you get to the end of the Quantum Leap episode. Oh,
Well, and also we finished watching Only Murders in the Building.
I haven't watched that, so that's good.
Well, and there's kind of a tie-in because Steve Martin's girlfriend went. He kind of proposed to her in a weird way. It's a long story, but it's funny as heck. And she goes back to Scott Bakula, so that's why it's kind of on
dark.
Nice. He doesn't appear, but they talk about. So I keep expecting them to probably the fourth season to bring Scott Bakula in, just because they keep been talking about him for like the last year on this season anyway.
Nice.
So Quantum Leap, good, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, wait. Again, I can't. When you get to that ending, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, they're taking this in a direction. Okay.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I mean,
I
figure we're gonna have another year arc. I would assume because they've got a season.
I think so. Yeah, especially with the ending. But I feel like that season 1 finale was kind of like they wrote it so it was like if they didn't get a second season, he would have been like, "Oh, I leaped home," but
yeah,
it was like, "Oh no, it didn't work."
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm kind of half expecting at some point this season to see Bakula come in as.
Yeah, I would hope. I hope so.
I hope so too. I mean, it's because the ending, and I'm still working my way through the old episodes. I think we've stopped watching them for a while, so we need to get back. I think we're in season 3 at this point. I can't remember, but just the way that ended,
I know. Well, I think I heard that was supposed to be like a season finale, and then I guess they found out they were canceled, so they just made it like a series finale, and
they just left it. Yeah.
Yeah. But again, you didn't have to put that sentence on the end of the screen at the end. You didn't have to do that.
Yeah. He never leaped home. What was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam Beckett never left home.
Yeah, because it said how he changed Al's life for the better, but then it's like, yeah, he never leaped home. So you don't have to put that. Just have him leap out. Just
he's back home. Everything's worked out. It's good.
Or it's ambiguous.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
All right.
We'll see.
All right. Should we get to the Green Lantern issues?
Let's do this thing.
All right, kids. So yes, tonight Alpha Lanterns. So this whole thing starts in Green Lantern number 26 from February 2008. Alpha Lanterns Part 1, writer Jeff Johns, penciler Mike McCone this time. Inkers Andy Lanning, Marlo Quiza, and Cam Smith. Colorist J.D. Smith. Letterer Rob Lee, and editors Adam Schlauman and Eddie Berganza. All right, kids. So remember, after the last couple weeks, we're back. In the wake of the Sinestro Corps War, the Guardians of the Universe decide to take a new direction in support of the new laws of the Book of Oa. To this end, they established the Alpha Lantern Corps. Elsewhere on Oa, Hal Jordan visits Sinestro in his psi cell. Sinestro tells Jordan that the reason he perpetuated the war was to manipulate the Guardians into enacting the law that enables the Green Lantern Corps to use lethal force. Hal points out the irony of Sinestro's objective by citing that he now sits on death row.
But Sinestro says, "Hey, I've had colleagues, I've had a friend, Albin Sur, and you, Hal Jordan, is his friend exactly."
Oh God! And once again, John Stewart flies the Xanchi's meteor cluster. He reflects upon the toll that the war has wrought, as well as his own history in this particular region of space. After expending a massive amount of willpower, John returns to Earth and helps with the restoration of Coast City. Meanwhile, members of the formerly Lost Lanterns hold funeral services for one of their fallen, Kihan. Lara, in particular, is taking his death especially hard. Salak then sends the Lanterns on a mission of mercy to Space Sector 786. When they arrive, they find dozens of corpses littering the ground. Standing at the center of the carnage is Sinestro Corps member Almond Sir. Lara flies into a frenzy and murders Almond Sir with her power ring. All right, thoughts?
Is this actually the end of Almond Sir?
I can't remember. Hold on, let me see if I can find a link. I can't remember. So that's what I think. That's what I even asked myself that. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, see, come back.
They blew his head off last time, and I know she sliced and diced him and then burned the body, but is he actually dead? I don't know. But
oh no, because okay, I'll give you 3 guesses. Guess when he comes back.
Blackest Night.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so
But that he might meet his final fate there. So
gotcha. I it's something that I'm not sure. Sinestro is doing this, right? But Johns is writing this as a lot more violent. I mean, and you can see that in Infinite Crisis and things like
yeah,
that. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like that if you're chosen to be a Green Lantern, you wouldn't succumb to things like this, right?
yeah. Like, or again, I mean, and I guess it's just for the sake of the story. But I mean, could it be just because did we start recruiting lanterns way faster after Rebirth? Because remember,
Hmm.
the '90s series. I mean, look how by the time Emerald Twilight rolled around, we only had like what we were
12.
under 20 lanterns. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And now all of a sudden we've recruited 7,200
200.
after Rebirth. And it's like, okay.
Yeah. And there's a great line from Sinestro in there. Predicting the Guardians is like predicting the rain while it's raining.
Yes.
It's so stupid easy. Anybody can do it, right?
Mhm.
Let alone Sinestro, who's kind of smart, right?
And again, I mean, they've always been kind of like manipulative and stuff, but is this like
Mhm.
kind of where we start to see the Guardians kind of go in really dark? It's like,
Yeah, and there was a scene where Scar is talking to a lantern, and you see in her eyes
yes.
uh, the symbol for the Black Lantern, right?
Uh,
Yep.
and I feel modern comics too. It seems like with every superhero now, we have to flog them with some tragedy from the past, whether it's dead parents or, oh, hey, my ego led to a planet getting exploded. Because once again, we're hitting John Stewart with Xanshi again.
Again, yeah, again.
I'm like, did we
Yeah,
do enough of this with Fatality?
yeah, and the Mosaic series and the whole last volume of Green Lantern, and that actually brought up a question.
Hmm.
It reminded me about our discussion of um, where Xanshi gets destroyed. He
Mhm.
didn't let the Martian Manhunter help him, so Xanshi was destroyed, right?
Yes.
Okay, pardon my French, but what the hell was the Martian Manhunter gonna do?
Yeah. Again, if you can't stop this with a power ring, I mean, again, very, it's very strong gentleman, but it's like, again, it would have been the same with like Superman. What was Superman have done?
Was he gonna run really fast and blow it up, which is what was gonna happen anyway? I mean, it's yeah. I'm just like, okay, cool. Yeah, you screwed up, but
Again, that whole Cosmic Odyssey thing just seemed like when it came to John's part, it seemed like a very convenient thing. It's like, again, I think we were like, oh, that was supposed to be Guy Gardner, but for some reason they probably couldn't use Guy Gardner, so we just threw
yeah,
John in there.
yeah, exactly. And ultimately, I mean, don't get me wrong, the art on that is awesome. It's
Mhm.
Mike Mignola,
Yeah.
but the story itself just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, you know. But again, Green Lanterns, New Gods, just keep them apart. They don't go together. They don't need to mix. They just don't work well together, in my humble estimation.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of characters shouldn't mix with the New God stuff, but I just think a lot of people want to play in Kirby's toy box though.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it. Um, for me personally, Kirby's toolbox would be Marvel, right? Playing with the Marvel characters, because I've never really read or been attached, and I never got DC Kirby. I never really did. By that point, it it didn't work for me personally. And there's a lot of people that it works for great. And that's not to take anything away from Kirby. It's Kirby, right?
Yeah.
It just didn't. The stories that he was telling, never really resonated with me for what he was doing in the DC universe.
Yeah, I mean, I just know with like the New Gods and like even the Eternals over at Marvel really never hit with me. I mean, those,
Yeah.
But again, it's like if I've read some of his early Eternal stuff, it's like I think it works better when it doesn't mix with the Marvel stuff.
Exactly.
With the main Marvel universe.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like Fourth World works better on its own,
As its
not
own
as part
thing,
of the. Yeah.
Which again, it's easy enough to do. They're off in their own little corner of space and time, they don't
The
have
multiverse.
to. But someone probably like, oh well, wasn't it? Did they first start mixing with was it the Jimmy Olsen book or something? But it's
Yeah, I
like,
think so. Yeah.
eventually they wanted like, oh hey, I want Superman to fight Darkseid or something. It was all coming down to that eventually.
Or even more convincingly, have Batman fight him
with a gun. Oh, this one's dedicated to you, Ray.
Batman, my favorite character.
But as we're continuing this march into the militarization of the Green Lantern Corps, right?
Yeah.
And it was, you would have thought that the other lanterns would have been a little more, yeah, sure, I'll sign up. Oh wait, what does it involve before I sign up? Hang on, because we're about to get there.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna get there. I think in this next issue, but I mean, John goes, no,
Yeah, wait, what are we talking about here? I want to know what you've done to change the Book of Oa, and
yes,
because I used to be a guardian, and I have thoughts, I have notes,
that
for
was
you.
gonna be one of my points. So when we get to this next one, I'm like, shouldn't if no one else, shouldn't the Guardians be like, oh, hey, John, let's talk, because you are a guardian, you were a guard, whatever. It's. But no, we're still sweeping that under the rug until Jeffrey Thorne shows up. So,
yeah, and it's really interesting. I mean, this was before the revelations about the writer, right? This was back in 2005, 2000. Well, actually, it's 2009, right?
2008.
What are we at?
Yeah,
2008. But the only thing that we really get from that 90s run, is Kyle. Parallax, of course, is imported in as one of the entities. And then we get the characters, the Lost Lantern characters. And the rest of it's, Mosaic is ignored. I mean, completely ignored.
So basically, the other thing we're bringing over from that series is the Ron Mars and Daryl Banks stuff.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, that's kind of the big, that and the Lost Lanterns, and.
Well, I mean, the Lost Lantern. That was kind of Emerald Twilight. That was Ron Mars. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. But
I mean, they were around before, but I mean, they didn't become Lost Lanterns technically
until that point. Yeah, exactly. It's we don't speak of the Action Comics for good reason. First rule: there are no Action Comics. Yeah. But
hey, I told you on Electric Mullet, man, we're 601 to whatever. What did they go to? 642 or 641 or something. That does not exist on Electric Mullet.
Nice. It's just interesting that we as fans are like, we're just gonna not talk about that. But DC editorial seems to have this attitude toward Mosaic specifically. I mean, because they'll make reference to the Guy Gardner stuff,
Yeah,
occasionally, with him hey, yeah, I had a ring, whatever.
and a jacket, yeah.
But yeah, and a jacket because it was the 90s. But Mosaic is outright ignored. I mean, actively ignored, it seems like. And it was so different than anything else at the time. And now, of course, it's doubly tainted because of the writer. So
Yeah, and again, I think we discussed it when we covered it, but it's just like, yeah, is it just like the controversy surrounding the writer, and plus the fact that it was like this white writer talking, like writing about the black experience? I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting, but the thing that I think Jeff Johns that he ignores it as well, because
yeah,
the Guardians, even these Johns's Guardians, and I think we have to be specific when we talk about the Guardians, because there's the Venditti Guardians, which we're going to be getting to from Green Lantern Corps
yeah,
post. Then there's the Johns Guardians, which are pretty much the same until Johns leaves, I think. And then we get different kind of versions. The Grant Morrison Guardians are just trippy, right? I mean, they're out there. It's interesting that, because John was a Guardian. He was a Guardian.
I mean, yeah, and again, I mean, do writers like Johns ignore this because it's like, okay, well, if John was a Guardian, it's like, why didn't he stop Emerald Twilight? Why didn't he resurrect Oa? Why didn't he do the Central Power Battery? Just any of this. It's like, why did that just go away?
Yeah. Yeah, it
Or
doesn't
why
make
did
a whole lot of
why didn't the
sense.
Guardians bring him in at that final battle? With Hal
Yeah.
Jordan.
hmm Yeah, I know. I guess it's a little bit frustrating because it doesn't make a lot of sense. And for Johns to, address it, he would bring in some of that, stuff that doesn't make sense. So he just doesn't even bring it up. But I still think it's odd. I mean, why have them offer John to be one of the Alpha Lanterns? Because I wouldn't think that they would want to do that, because
Yeah.
John's still a Guardian. Why not have a different Lantern, have it offered, and go, hold up, I have questions, instead of having it be John. I mean, well, and to be honest, uh, John, I think, has gotten kind of short shrift,
Yeah.
at least in the book up until now, right? We're starting to get
Yeah.
more with him. But, Kyle's been moved over to the core book along with Guy. So we've got those guys over there with that core team. But John really, he went undercover for a lot of issues, which means he just didn't show up.
Mhm.
So this is really kind of the first that we've gotten more time with John, during this series, right?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's get to the next issue, but keep this question in your mind as I'm doing the synopsis. Why were they offering the Lost Lanterns to become Alpha Lanterns? Was it because the Guardians trusted them, or were they trying to tame them? And two,
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
if that's the case, why did they offer John a slot?
Okay.
I don't know. It's just like, if we're doing Alpha Lantern, I don't know. I don't think they ever explained why they picked who they picked. But all right. All right. So yeah, next part is Green Lantern number 27 from March 2008. The Alpha Lanterns Part 2. Oh, same team. We still got the 3 inkers and everything. Oh no, might be have a new letter of Steve Wands. All right. Hal Jordan and John Stewart pick up an energy signal from a yellow power ring. They track it to Arkham Asylum.
Batman, my favorite character.
Just as the ring is preparing to indoctrinate the Scarecrow into the Sinestro Corps. They capture the ring and bring it back to Oa. At the Owen Citadel, the Green Lantern Corps conduct an investigation into the death of Amon Sur, son of Hal's predecessor, Abin Sur. Lara confesses to murdering Sir on Varva and defends her act by citing that it was justice for Amon's wanton slaughter of former Green Lantern Kihon's people. Enraged, Lara uses her ring to incinerate Amon's remains. Oh, here we go. Roasted almond.
Bravo.
Thank you. The Guardians of the Universe enter the chamber and suspend Lara from active service. She is to be imprisoned and await trial. Lara rejects the Guardians' decision and fights back. The Guardians announce that they are establishing a new detachment of the Green Lantern Corps, the function of which will be to enforce the new laws of the Book of Oa and to police the greater Green Lantern Corps. This detachment is known as the Alpha Lantern Corps. The Guardians select 6 Green Lanterns to serve as officers in the Alpha Lantern Corps: Boudica, Chaslon, Green Man, John Stewart, Kraken, and Varix. All but John Stewart accept the offer. In order to serve at optimum capacity, the neophyte members of the Alpha Lantern Corps undergo radical cosmetic surgery. They emerge as examples of the best elements of the various military outfits the Guardians have created over the years, including the Manhunters. Their first task is to secure the former Green Lantern Lara. Meanwhile, in Sector 650, the scarred Guardian arrives on a desolate world and finds the Green Lantern known as Ash. She gives Ash the duty of locating the corporeal remains of the Anti-Monitor.
And in her eyes, we see the symbol for the Black Lantern.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. The creative team from this issue gives special thanks to Grant Morrison for creating the Alpha Lantern Corps.
Wow, I did not know that.
So maybe it was his idea. Was it his idea, or did he do this somewhere else, or what?
I don't know. Is Final Crisis going on right now?
I don't think so.
No, because Final
No.
Crisis: Rage of the Red Lanterns actually may be coming out around this
Yes,
time, right?
it's coming up soon. I mean, we're not there yet, but yeah, it's on the schedule. So yeah, I don't think we're there yet. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I. Yeah, unless it was just something he was plotting, because it just refreshed me. I just saw a thing on here where it said, yeah, I think it's like the first issue. The Alpha Lanterns are sent to Earth when was it Orion gets killed or something? You know, the new gods start getting killed. Yeah, so.
Oh yeah.
So maybe Grant Morrison was kind of, plotting with Jeff Johns, Final Crisis and stuff.
So this is, well, remind me to talk about where Alpha Lanterns go from here after we get the 3rd issue done.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so it's weird because no, except for John, no one questions. It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna need cosmetic surgery and
Yeah, 2 of the lanterns were not Lost Lanterns though, right? They were just regular lanterns.
I think so, because Green Man wasn't a Lost Lantern, was he?
I think so, but the other 2 came from like
Yeah.
cultures that were very harsh on criminals or something.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
So yeah, interesting. And they come out looking like
Manhunters.
Manhunters. So,
But again, just on this list, it's like, why would you go with John Stewart? Is it just that they trusted him, or
I don't know, or maybe they didn't trust that. I kind of think. I think it was a way to control. I think it really was a way to control the Lost Lanterns, and John as not a Lost Lantern, but someone who had been a Guardian and pushed back down. It would be a way to control him, and I assume that he wouldn't be able to be a Guardian after undergoing whatever procedures they went under.
But I thought if they did this to like tame any Green Lanterns, I thought first on their list might be, oh hey, Guy Gardner, we got a special assignment for you.
Or Hal Jordan, excuse me.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, let's do something to neuter that Hal Jordan.
I of course love Hal Jordan.
Yeah, because he's a loudmouth and a rebel, and
They'd still find ways to rebel. They'd be like, we stuck machinery in his head, and he's still rebelling.
He's still doing it. God, he won't shut up.
Oh.
Yeah, right. I mean, this is a quick little arc, and And
Yeah, because
let's get to the next one. Yeah.
That's why we switched this around. Because I'm trying to remember, did Green Lantern Corps book didn't take a break after Sinestro Corps War? Did it? Because like
No.
we were supposed to do Green Lantern Corps this week, and I looked at the first issue, and it was like it's already talking about Alpha Lantern Boudica. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, aren't we introducing them in the main book right now? I'm like, how?
Yeah,
how are you
exactly.
first book out of Sinestro Corps War. Oh yeah, Alpha Lantern Boudica. I was like, what? All right. All right. So should we? We'll get to the last.
Let's get to the
issue.
third one. Yeah. But I think those were really good questions. Why did the Guardians choose who they chose? I think the two were chosen because, hey, we're tough on crime. And the Lost Lanterns were chosen because it would help control them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that explains why John was chosen too. I mean, although in hindsight, we know he's a Guardian, and it's starting to finally be addressed. At this point, I think it was just being ignored. So we're ascribing motivations to them now that we know, what's happened in the last 15 years, right?
Yeah. All right, so Green Lantern number 28 from April 2008. The Alpha Lanterns Part 3. Again, same team, but Rob Lee is back on letters. All right. On the planet Yzmalt, a prisoner named Atrocitus kills a fellow prisoner named Quell. Declaring revenge against his jailer Sinestro, Atrocitus becomes the first member of the Red Lantern Corps.
And the second member is coming soon.
Meanwhile, back on Oa, the trial of Lyra is underway. Malet Dassim acts as prosecutor and uses evidence from Lyra's ring log to demonstrate that she acted beyond the mandate of the 10 new laws of the Book of Oa by murdering Amon Sur. The Alpha Lantern Corps are present and pronounce her guilty. She is stripped of her ring and rank. After the trial, the Guardians create the second of the 10 new laws. This one enables a Green Lantern to use lethal force against any foe of the Green Lantern Corps, not just against members of the Sinestro Corps. Should that be like an amendment to the first law? It's like, okay, first
I
law.
would think so, but yeah, but
Kill
we're
Sinestro
burning.
Corps. Second law, we
Yeah.
can kill them all.
Kill them all. I am curious. I have not looked up the new laws.
Yeah, I almost don't want to spoil myself because I'm like, I don't remember what the other laws are.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm gonna wait then. I'm not gonna look them up. We'll just keep that for the future.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because we're basically gonna take a 7-month break now.
Oh yeah, in the main book, yeah.
In the main book, because we're gonna be doing Secret Origin, so 7 issues. Now we get current Green Lantern stuff happening in Green Lantern Corps, which is where the Alpha Lanterns kind of their story migrates over to that.
Yep.
Basically. Plus we get we mentioned Final Crisis earlier. We get Final Crisis Rage of the Red Lanterns.
Yes.
Which really, it's not the first appearance of Atrocitus, but it's really early, and I'm trying to remember. That's kind of where the current plot lines go. They go into Green Lantern Corps, they go into the Rage of the Red Lanterns, and then finally we come back, and I think the next arc is it Rage of the Red Lanterns? Is that the next arc? And then Agent Orange?
It might be.
I think it's Rage of the Red Lanterns, and then we jump into the Blue Lanterns because that's the only reason Hal is able to get that ring off, right? Because the blue ring. So but I mean we're hip deep in all the cores now. We're getting there.
Oh yeah. They're winding up here, yeah. Hal grows uneasy with the way things are developing. He visits Sinestro's science cell, and Sinestro smugly tells him that the Guardians are behaving exactly as he predicted they would. Their fear of the prophesized Blackest Night, stay tuned for 2024, kids, is causing them to resort to drastic and possibly questionable actions. In the binary universe of the controllers, they discuss their constant failures to create a means to control the universe. One believes that their failures are due to lacking a power source similar to the central power battery of Oa. They agree to locate the orange light
and make it mine. Sorry. Theirs, I guess.
Exactly. Meanwhile, the Scarred Guardian returns to Oa to warn the Guardians of Ancient Orange's actions. Later, Hanu pilots a starship to bring Lara back to her homeworld in Sector 112. Suddenly, an ear-piercing shriek tears through the ship, causing Lara and Hanu to double over in pain. When Lara looks up, she finds a red power ring floating before her. Sensing great rage in her heart, the ring forcibly attaches itself to her finger. Her costume changes into that of a red lantern. And now we take a 7-month break.
Exactly.
Uh,
Exactly. So I'm trying to remember what that actually, let me look up here. Let's see. We have Secret Origin, yeah, Rage of the Red Lanterns, then Agent Orange, and then Blackest Night, I believe. Yeah, then we get into Green Lantern, Blackest Night. So, I guess the Blue Lanterns don't necessarily get their own arc.
yeah, unless it's
They
later.
kind of show up.
Yeah. Yeah. So, again, like I said, this second law kind of could have been we kind of could have amended that first law. Just be like, okay,
Yeah.
let's just.
I think that whole the laws and everything that kind of moves over to Green Lantern Corps too, right? Because I think they designate more laws over there. I don't think they ever get to 10 though. Do they ever get to 10?
I can't remember. Like I said, I can't remember.
Yeah.
And
We
again,
shall
if you don't have it ready to go, why are you like, oh hey, we have 10 laws? It's
Yeah. We're gonna because we're making this up as we go.
Because they're not laws so much as commandments.
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, this is a good little arc that doesn't completely pay off because it sets up a lot of stuff that basically gets migrated over to the Green Lantern Corps book ultimately, right? And I'm not a big fan of Lyra's fate, which we'll be getting to eventually. But I don't remember what happens to the Alpha Lanterns.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I mean, I'm just gonna say, do we reverse this at some point?
I don't know. I'm curious to find out. It's been a long time since I've read these books.
Me too. Almost like the first time again, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I said I don't want to look up the laws because I'm just like I don't remember. I want to come
What
again.
I want to be surprised again. What's going to happen?
But yeah, I mean, again, it's like the whole way. Nobody questioned. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to do cosmetic surgery on you, and
yeah, and you get that nice removable faceplate thing going on. I mean,
they stick a power battery or something in your head. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Kind of weird.
I
I like my power batteries on the outside. Thank you very much.
Yes. Got a nice one there. Yeah. And I guess that's why Guy Gardner wasn't here, because once they mentioned cosmetic surgery, he's probably going to be like, nah, my boobs are fine.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Any other thoughts on this, William?
No, I think this was a nice little mini arc that set a lot of stuff in motion to be addressed after Secret Origin, and also addressed while Secret Origin's going on in the Green Lantern Corps book. So yeah, it's a good little arc. Art was great.
Mm-hmm.
Good story. We're picking some nits with John's treatment and why the Guardians chose as they did, but all in all, it's still some really good issues.
Oh yeah. All right, so so since we did the Alpha Lanterns this time, yes, the next 3 weeks we're going to be doing Green Lantern Corps. So next week, Green Lantern Corps 20 through 22, and then Green Lantern Corps 23 through 26, and then Green Lantern Corps 27 and 28, and then we will get to Secret Origin, which we split into
Yes,
2 episodes. So,
and I am really looking forward to rereading it 'cause there's so much I don't remember about it.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to read that too.
Mhm.
There's not a lot. Again, I think that Jeff Johns decided to do that because there is Sinestro stuff in there too. So it's kind of like we're gonna look back to that friendship, quote unquote, with Hal Jordan and everything. And
Yep, exactly.
because Silver Age, they really didn't give you that, did they?
No, not at all. And it's there's a scene, and I don't know where this is. I've seen it. I don't know that I've actually read the book, but I've seen the scene like on Reddit or whatever, where it's got Hal and Sinestro. Maybe it's during Dark Knight Metal or something. Dark Knight's Metal or Dark Knight's Death Metal. And um, basically Hal and Sinestro are talking, and Sinestro basically, that's the tragedy. We'll always be friends. And Hal's like, what are you tried? How many times have you tried to kill me?
What the F?
He's just out of his mind. He's like, oh yeah, we thought we were friends.
But yeah, I'm that Sinestro book. I do want to get to, we're gonna get to that eventually.
Yes, the Red
We're gonna get
Lantern book is good too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Larflee's book.
Yes.
And I was always, to be honest, I was a little bit um curious why they chose to do a Red Lantern book
Mm,
when I thought, Sinestro headlining a book would be, make more sense because he's a known character and he's got his own core, and we could do that. But the Red Lantern book it starts out really good,
yeah.
and then it gets even better when Guy comes in and
Yes.
takes it. From what I understand. Now, I have not read those yet, and I am so looking, but I've heard much great stuff about them.
That was one of the books in the New 52 I didn't read, and then I went back. I picked up some random the ones I could find back issues, and yeah, the ones with Guy are good. Yeah, and there's even a point where it's like him and Simon were working together and stuff.
Um,
So yeah,
and doesn't Supergirl join? I think.
yeah, I think she kind of gets a red ring strapped to hers. Yeah, so I was just gonna have to look at the schedule. I wonder, we might have to do some random Supergirl
Let's
issues
see.
at some point.
That'll be June of next year, maybe.
I mean, yeah, that's what I said. I believe. Yeah, hold on. Let me pull up next year's schedule because I was gonna say I know at some point we do start New 52 next year. So,
Uh-huh.
here we go, 2024. Again, it's easy to make the schedule when we just go in order for the most part.
Exactly.
We will start New 52 August, like mid-August.
Cool.
We'll start New 52. Yeah. Although
And that's just 4 books a month at that point, right?
yeah. Well, Green Lantern, Green Lantern Corps, Green Lantern New Guardians, Red Lanterns.
Red Lanterns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it for a while. Yeah, because I can't remember when that Sinestro book starts, but
I think it was after Red Lanterns gets canceled and New Guardians gets canceled, because then I think they replaced them with Sinestro and Larfleeze for a little while.
maybe, yeah. But yeah, and then like 2 weeks, the 2 weeks before we start New 52, you get those Flashpoint miniseries. Remember those?
Oh,
Flashpoint.
I have not read some of those. Yeah, there's a Hal Jordan one, and then there's an Abin
There's
Sur one.
Abin Sur still a Green Lantern, a 2814. Then Hal Jordan's just a fighter pilot.
He's just a pilot. Yep. Yep.
So yeah.
Well, cool, man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right. Yes. So send us your thoughts. Yeah. Next 3 weeks, Green Lantern Corps. We'll see fallout from this Alpha Lantern stuff. So send us your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, and the Patreon. You never know what you're going to find there. So find it all at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. It's in the show notes. All right, Mr. William Allred, Master of the Core, Master of the Quantum Zone, Master of Kickstarter Comics and Podcasting. Where can people get a hold of you?
You can find me at WALLRED at Gmail, and it's still Twitter. I don't know much longer I'll be on it, but I'm there. Blue Sky, Facebook, you can find me all kinds of places. Also, if you'd like to check out the comics that I write, you can do that at crossoverdivision.com, which is, we're working on putting the finishing touches, I hope, on the hardcover to get that sent to the printer. So I'm looking forward to that. And then you can also check out Diary of Night at diaryofnight.com. And finally, you obviously have great taste because you're here listening to Phil and I go on about Green Lantern, which means you probably love Marvel's Quasar almost as much as we do. And if you'd like to find out more, you can do that at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
Seems like I'm getting a package every other day. I am God.
He goes limp in my grip.
Another Star Blast.
Yes. They are attempting to enter our offices.
That's from Fantastic Four Star Blast crossover. Thank you, Tom DeFalco.
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
I do.
All right, kids. Thanks for joining us again. Next 3 weeks, we'll get to that Green Lantern Corps before we get the Secret Origin. And again, we'll probably touch on some Final Crisis here before the end of the year. The Rage of the Red Lanterns and all that. And then,
oh, yeah.
First episode of 2024, hit the Blackest Night. Our long coverage of Blackest Night.
Our long coverage of Blackest Night. Because we're doing everything.
It'll be like the first quarter of 2024. All right, kids. Join us next time. But until then, watch who you get your cosmetic surgery from. Good night.